Got the tripod and the tripod plate, so we're going at sunset tonight to do some long exposures of the water and see what we can get. Got my new, the Peak Design, not the Polar Pro, that's coming tomorrow. The Peak Design strap mount, so camera shouldn't fall anymore. And we're gonna go walk around. The sun is setting over the water, which looks nice. So let's go see if we can get some long exposures and something in this nice golden hour light. Looks a lot nicer out when it's not so gray. Still wish it was foggy or misty or something, but the golden hour is pretty nice. So we're gonna walk around and see. The light looks really nice on these trees. Maybe we can get a cool composition of the trees going down, more like a landscape. I think we got another 20 minutes or so before it's fully set, so let's go see what we can get. All right, so I just stopped because there's this really, really bright bluebird. I don't know if it's actually a bluebird, but it's a bird that is blue. And if I know ornithologists, it's called a bluebird. So I'm getting some pictures of it in the pine trees up there. And let's take a look. I wish I would move a little bit to get better in the light, but it is a nice contrast on the blue among the green tree of the pine tree. So I just walked past that little blurb of grass there in the water, and I think I'm gonna try and get a reflection shot with the sun setting behind it, and we'll see what that looks like. Could be wrong with how much sunset we have left, maybe only a couple minutes. So we're gonna walk back where we saw the coyote that one time, see if we can see the coyote again, but also just see what the light's doing a little bit over yonder. So as I crest back over here past this fence, I realize the sun is too far set to get the sunset shots, so now it's dark. So we'll see what those shots look like. Just walking around back here. It's getting dark, but it's not like the good dark to get stars, and it's not the good light to get light shots. So being selective on what I'm taking pictures of and just enjoying the quiet-ish asterisk, because there's the freeway right there. But just kind of keep my eyes out, quietly walking around, seeing what we can see what we get some pictures of. I actually don't think I've spent any time back here to see what's up this hill, but I kind of like looking that way at the composition with where the hill kind of rolls. So I may set up the tripod and take some landscape style shots and see how that turns out. It's pretty cool back here. Actually, I don't think I've been back here. All right, so it doesn't exactly look at my camera the way it looks in my head. And yes, I'm being lazy and not pulling off my Arca plate for my Manfrotto tripod. So I'm not doing a long exposure. It's not dark enough anyway for long exposure. so I don't really need the tripod. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do different to try and get the picture to look. I think this would be cool at night to come back, and maybe if there were some stars going up, it'd be cool. But I think right now, it's not good enough light, and again, it's not dark enough. It's kind of that weird in the middle light. On the topic of Arca and Manfrotto, I need to switch over to Arca tripod head because I recognize that the convenience is there. But I feel like I've had Manfrotto for so long, and I have so many Manfrotto plates. I mean, my big cinema camera tripod, my big cinema tripod is a Manfrotto carbon fiber. My travel one is a Manfrotto Be Free. But this is so convenient, unless I can modify it to fit a Manfrotto plate somehow, which I don't think would be the reason to do it. I think just getting a new head for my tripod, because the legs are fine and I'm cheap. I don't really want to buy a whole new tripod. Maybe I could just buy a new head that is an Arca head. Maybe that's the way to do it. But again, I like shooting a lot of video, so I end up with a fluid head instead of a regular photo head, which isn't always the best because it's hard to go from landscape to portrait, but the amount of video I do makes it worth it to have one travel tripod. And if I have one, a fluid head can do photos, but a photo head can't do video. So I end up with a fluid head because I can do both things with one piece of equipment. It doesn't come across well on video, but I think I get some pretty cool moon shots actually with this plane coming. It'll be really cool. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna work. I thought I was gonna pass the moon, but it didn't. But it could be a cool shot with the moon because I can crop in pretty tight and see about. I don't think I've taken many moon shots actually. So we'll see how that one turned out. Another weird thing about being on an old golf course is there's just random items. I actually don't even know what this is, but it looks like something electronic. Let's see. Automatic controller. No idea. But it looks cool. Looks old, looks rustic. We had a storm the other night, that's why there's all these branches breaking down. So yeah, we're gonna start walking back though. It's getting cold and getting dark. Get some more pictures on the wall. Maybe see some owls or bats. I don't know if bats are out this cold or not. Let's keep walking. I need to get better at what bird calls are what, because I hear a lot of birds. I just don't know how to identify any of them. So maybe we'll use Charlie's bird caller and we'll educate ourselves on what birds sound like what. Walking back now, past the dumpsters, and my feet are soaked because I knew that it stormed and I should have worn my waterproof shoes, but I didn't. And I walked off the trail to try and get a shot of a plane crossing the moon again, and I went probably 2 inches into the marsh and immediately got wet and cold, and then was stuck because I didn't realize that for the last 30 steps it was just starting to seep in. So jumped around, tried to stay a little dry as I could, but wet and cold feet are not fun. So glad that it's on the way back though. And we're back, so let's see how the pictures look.